right, darlings. Okay, I just want to say, I don't know why I decided to do team Zooms on Saturday nights. Except that, I know that, I have to get home from work and, do them. But, I'm always going to look like a hot mess and be exhausted. Because I'm always going to be getting home from a 9-hour Saturday shift at Chick-fil-A. And have just taken a shower. So my hair looks freaking mess. I'm always going to have my glasses on, even though I complain about that every time I'm on a Zoom. But it's okay. I'm still here. We're still learning. Okay. So this week I'm going to go over, I'm going to call it a day in the life, but I'm basically going to go over the tasks that I do every day, how I fit them into my day, basically. Okay. So I use the Google Keeps app. It's super simple. You can make a checklist. You can make multiple checklists. You can make a checklist, like a daily checklist, and then check things off that you do throughout the day. And then at the end of the day or the next morning, you can click a little button in the corner with the 3 little dots and say uncheck all boxes. Goodness gracious, excuse me. And say uncheck all boxes. And then it will uncheck them all. And you can start over in the next morning. You can also make it send you an alarm, like a reminder to do them, which I have mine set for 9 o'clock in the morning, but I usually get half of them done before that. So I honestly don't even know if it goes off anymore. If it does, I don't pay any attention because I already know that's my checklist. That's what I'm doing every day. So that's what I use to keep my mind on track of what I've done today, what I still need to do to make sure I get my 6 list done. You've probably heard, if you watched trainings, people talk about a 6 list. A 6 list should be the 6 things that you are going to get done every day, non-negotiable things. If you are directly on my team, you should have a picture with your 6 list. I think it might break up the 6 list a little bit more into more details, so it's probably more than 6 things on there. But it has a picture with pretty words of do this, but it's not an organized picture. So it might help you to do Google Keeps so that you can check things off that you're doing throughout the day. I split mine up into a bunch of tiny little things that are my 6 list, but split into 15 different time things. So each of these things takes me 15 minutes max. Maybe 20 if I'm being slow. But it shouldn't take me more than 15 minutes to do any of these things. Some of them only take 5. So whenever I have 5 minutes, I just do a thing real quick. Or if I have a whole hour that I'm doing a power hour, I just do half of the things real quick. Goodness, I'm going to get sidetracked on this. I should have taken better notes for myself. Okay, so 6 list. My 6 list consists of posting, messaging, growing my network, following up, self-development, and checking on my team. Okay? So now I'm going to break those things up into littler things. So there's a bunch of littler things that I do within those 6 things, but those 6 things are things that I do every day. Non-negotiable things that I do every day. So posting means posting on your story and on your page. I post on my page multiple times a day. I post on my story multiple times a day. They say to try to post on your story, different people say different things, but every 2 hours so that your little circle will keep going back to the beginning of the top of Instagram where everyone can see it. And then posting on your page, you want to make sure you're at least posting once a day, okay? I personally post 3 to 5 times a day, and I have seen pretty good results with that. It's been said that you don't get as many likes that way, but it's also been said that more people will see your stuff that way, and you actually get more likes because you get likes on 3 different pictures rather than just a whole bunch of people on one picture. So posting page and story multiple times a day. Messaging, however you were taught to message. I do host-to-post messaging. So I message people in order to put a post up for me about whatever giveaway I'm doing that month. You might message for distributors, you might message for customers, depends on who your upline is, what you've been taught. If you have any questions about that, check with your upline and what they suggest for you to do based on how their business flows, how their success has been. But you can also watch trainings on how to message differently. I honestly don't know if I'm doing these in the same order, but I'm going to try, guys. Growing your network means following people on Facebook and Instagram. Okay. Now that I use HostPost a lot more, I do Facebook more than I used to. I used to follow 100 on Instagram to 200 and like 15 on Facebook. Now I am up to 25 to 30 on Facebook every day. I would do more, but my Facebook hates me and doesn't let me add a bunch of people. And I'm not just like one of those people that's on my phone like once an hour because I have a different job, so I can't be on my phone once an hour. So it's not like I can do like 5 people this hour, 5 people this hour, 5 people this hour. So I just do 25 to 30. Then on Instagram, I do 100 every day still. And then growing your network also not only consists of following people for more people to follow you, but interacting with the people that you already have. Okay. So I spend 15 minutes a day on each of my networks, so on Instagram and on Facebook, just scrolling, but not scrolling, okay? Scrolling, because technically, yes, that's still the motion that I'm doing, but on every post, I'm liking it 90% of the time, and then I'm commenting on it at least 4 more words to make that interaction with the algorithms, and if I'm not interested in it at all, enough to even like it, I unfollow that person. So it helps with your unfollowing as well. So that your like Facebook doesn't get full or your Instagram doesn't get full or you don't have more following than followers, and you'll be building relationships with people so that not only will they see your stuff because Facebook will be like, oh, these guys are friends, let me put her stuff in front of her more often, but also like you'll be building a relationship with people and they'll be watching you and learning about you and start to trust you more before they even like ask you questions, to be honest. Okay, following up means it can mean different things different days. On follow-up Fridays, I try to follow up with a whole bunch of people. I just go back in my planner, follow up with a couple pages of people that I've talked to. And of course, I have my calendar. So on Fridays, I usually have my calendar's downstairs. I usually have a decent amount of names to follow up with those people that said they were going to order that Friday. Now, just because I have a decent amount of names in my planner does not mean I have a decent amount of order coming in. For example, yesterday, I think I had like 20 names in my planner of people that said they were going to order or start the business yesterday, and only one of them actually ordered out of all of those 20. Okay. Posting. So we got posting, we got messaging, we got growing your network, we got following up. That's kind of your core 4. 4 things that basically everyone will tell you to do. 4 things that are like the 4 things that I learned when I started, 4 things you need to do. But then also for your 6th list, I also add self-development, which pretty sure every leader in this company will tell you is super important. Growing your mind, bettering yourself, listening to things that are uplifting and going to encourage you and motivate you so that your mindset doesn't drag you down, because mindset is literally 75% of this business. Another 25% is persistence and action. So if you don't think that you're going to succeed in this business, you're not going to succeed in this business, and I can tell you that right now. If you think you're going to be amazing at this business, you're going to be freaking amazing at this business. Okay? So you want to be listening to things. I personally tried listening to books, and I still do that some, but I've noticed a whole lot better mindset change and me wanting to do self-development more by listening to like 15 to 20 minute sermons, and if I have more time, sometimes 30 to 40 minute sermons in the mornings. Okay, so I personally listen to Stephen Burdick. He's the Elevation Church pastor. Every once in a while I'll listen to somebody else like Francis Chan, but Francis Chan's are usually longer. And it's like super encouraging to kind of connect with God and like get your mindset right for the day before you go into all the stuff that you're going to be doing. I also do devotionals in the morning, which I consider part of my self-development as well. Then your sixth thing, I have my sixth thing as checking on my team. Some people say interacting is their sixth thing, but I just throw that into growing your network. So my sixth thing is checking on my team. So sometime throughout the day, I'm shooting most, if not all, of my teammates a message asking them how they are, or sending them a list of tasks to do, whatever. Okay, so I'm gonna actually read you my Google Keeps like list, and then I will go over kind of like how I squeeze that into like a typical day. I don't really have typical days. I guess I kind of do, like, but every day of the week is different. Okay, so literally I have 16 things on here. 15 things on here because I said 15 earlier and I was right. Okay, so I have checking eSuite, which means checking my downline orders to see if any credit cards have declined for the month and to see if anyone has gotten orders in that they didn't tell me about for my team. Messaging 50 people, which sometimes I do that twice, but I only have it on my checklist once. A life post, which I consider like a post either about my life in general or about my life in relation to the business. 15 minutes of Instagram interaction, 15 minutes of Facebook interaction, 100 Instagram follows, 25 Facebook friends, a product or results post. So sometimes I do both, a product post and a results post. Sometimes I just do one, like a picture of me with a coffee cup talking about the Keto Coffee, or before and after of the Keto Coffee results, or sometimes both. I'm just spreading them out like a couple hours in between. A Facebook written post, which is something else I do in the morning. I write a post on Facebook asking like a question that a bunch of people interact on so that I get a bunch of interaction. So I honestly don't remember what it was this morning. My brain is so like for example, it'll be like, what's your favorite color? Even though it's usually more detailed than that. Like uh-oh. What is this? Hold on, guys. Can you guys see me? Okay, I don't know what just happened. Hopefully in the recording, if it does that, I'm sorry. All right, where were we? Facebook written post. So like the other day one was, if love had a smell, what would it smell like? And then people answer. Checking on my team. My story post, which at the end of the night, I tell my story every night at 9 o'clock at night because that's when most of my Instagram followers are on. If you don't know how to tell when most of your Instagram followers are on, you have to have your account public and go to the insights, and it will tell you what time of the day, what days people are most active on your Instagram. Self-development, following up, business on my story, which just means posting on my story. I do that multiple times a day, but I just have it on my checklist once. And then unfollowing on Instagram so that my following doesn't become more than my followers. I've been trying to get my following down a lot more so that it's kind of like a more drastic difference so that people are more curious about why I'm choosing to follow them. So like Brittany Hayes, for example, she has like, I don't even know, like 20,000 followers maybe, and only follows like 400 people. So like that's pretty much like, whoa, who is this girl? She must be popular. She must be famous. She must be like Instagram famous. Let me follow her back. So mine is not like that right now. I have like 7,300 followers and I'm still following like 5,400 or something like that. But I'm trying to grow more followers and cut back on the following. But some people do it differently with that as well. Okay, so then usually I wake up about an hour before I actually need to get up out of bed. I spend 45 of those minutes doing things on my checklist, which honestly gets like half of them done. I'll usually like put one of my posts up for the day. I'll like do all of my following, do maybe like some of my messaging, if not all of it. And then also I try to write out the rest of my posts for the day. If I don't do that, sometimes I actually have them written out the night before because I'm bored and I'm like, this will make tomorrow faster because I'll just type my post right now. Then I get up, I do my devotionals for the 15 minutes before I actually get out of bed. And then depending on what I'm doing for the day, I will squeeze other stuff in. on days that I don't have work at Chick-fil-A, I will work a whole bunch and I'll do my checklist like 2 times over. And I'll like sit and like write down names in my book of who I've been talking to and update my planner and like maybe go Facebook Live or something like that. I'll just throw a whole bunch of extra stuff in there on those days so that on the days that I have work, I'm making sure I'm at least doing my checklist. So, for example, today I worked 12 to 9 at Chick-fil-A, okay? I also got like 4 hours of sleep and had to take my little brother to school. And I'm on this Zoom right now, okay? So I still am getting my checklist done. I only have 3 things, so I'm gonna tell you about how I did it. I actually had my posts for today written out last night. So like last night I knew today was gonna be a long day. I was gonna have a bunch of stuff, a lot of stuff to do. It's busy at work. I can't be on my phone at all. So I was like, let me type my posts out. So I put my product post up this morning when I woke up, put my Facebook post up this morning when I woke up. I spread them out by like an hour. I posted on my story real quick about me using my skincare. I did my 100 Instagram follows and my 25 Facebook friends. I listened to self-development on my way to take Todd to Chick-fil-A because he works there also, and then on the way back, which was about 15 minutes, I went through and scrolled through really quick for like 5 minutes and followed up with the people I've talked to like the last 2 days. Just like really quick follow-ups like, hey, were you ready to get your order in? Hey, did I lose you? Hey, did you have more questions? Like super simple follow-ups so that I can do it real quickly. I also went through Instagram and messaged 50 people. I just went to Instagram, went to my followers, and typed C, the letter C. Then I went down and messaged 50 people in that really quickly. It took like 10 minutes, maybe 15. Okay. So I got almost all of my checklist done in about an hour this morning because I didn't get up until 9:30. Then I had to leave to take Todd at 9:45, so I like didn't do anything before that. And then on the way home I was listening to self-development. I got home, I had to work at 12, so between like 10:15 and 11:30 I did all of my checklists that I could do. And then I had to get ready for work and I went to work. Then at work on my break I did my 15 minutes of Instagram interaction while I was eating my Chick-fil-A food. And now I only have unfollowing on Instagram and 15 minutes of Facebook interaction, and I still have the business on my story because I want to post one more time on my story tonight. So once I get off of this Zoom, I'm going to do those 3 things real quick before I go to bed. But see how it only took me like an hour and a half of my day to do that, and I squeezed it in, like literally squeezed it in, and like sat down and was like intentional with my time. Like this next hour, I'm going to solely work on It Works, and I got like my checklist done. Like my whole checklist done. 90% of my checklist done in an hour that I squeezed in this morning. So also, if you literally don't have time and you're like, I literally don't have an hour ever, wake up an hour earlier. If you don't, I can't even like, okay, maybe I shouldn't get on this rant, but I'm gonna for a second. Okay. I can't even wake up early in the morning. Like if I get up and get going early in the morning, I get sick because of my blood pressure. My POTS, which is postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome. I'm not going to go into it all, but I will get sick if I get up too early. But I have made myself go to bed at decent times so that I can wake up at decent times, and then I have an hour to like be awake but not have to get up. So actually that helps me. So but then at the same time, like I have a doctor's note that says I'm not allowed to like leave my house before like 11 in the morning. And I mean, I guess technically you can say like that makes me have more time, but I, 1, don't listen to it anymore. And 2, that means like I'm like sick in the morning, but I still get up an hour earlier than I need to get up. I lose that little hour of sleep, or I go to bed earlier and I do my checklist. But if you don't have time, you can't get up early, your kid wakes you up at the crack of dawn, I do understand. That's totally understandable. Your kid wakes up at freaking 5 in the morning. You don't want to wake up at 4. Squeeze them in. Like make yourself a Google Keeps checklist, and every time you have 5 minutes, do one of them. Then like if you have 5 minutes 10 different times throughout the day, you get most of your checklist done. Or break it down into like 10-minute things, and every time you have 10 minutes, you'll get it done even faster. Like putting a post up takes like 3 to 5 minutes. Posting on a story takes like 30 seconds once you find something. And finding something, you can just screenshot people's stuff if you don't have time to make your own. And once you've been in this business long enough, you're going to have free time because you're going to be making money from this, and you're going to be able to and want to make your own stories. But for right now, just screenshot somebody's stuff and put it on your story. Like, hold the button down so that it doesn't have their name on it, screenshot, put a new filter on it, and bam, there you go. Sorry guys, I'm very red, and like when I'm tired, it comes out a lot. All right, so that's like my typical day. When I do like it works days, I sit down for like 2 to 3 hours at a time, maybe take little breaks here and there, and do a whole bunch of stuff at the same time and just get a whole bunch of stuff, extra stuff done, like I said. But anyway, that's basically like the gist of it. I just want to kind of give you guys like what I have on my checklist, how I keep myself organized, how I make sure I get my checklist done, ideas of how to get your checklist done. If you have any questions, let me know. I hope this was actually helpful for some people. Part of me feels like it was not productive at all. And part of me is like, yo, use Google Keeps. If that's all you got out of it, yay, because it's super helpful. All right. Anyway, I love y'all. Bye.